I'm Coralie Fargeat. I'm the writer, director, one of the editor, and one of the producer of The Substance. So we're here with Elisabeth Sparkle, who is played by Demi Moore, who is the main character of the film. And she has to split the time with her alter ego, Sue. And she just wake up for what's supposed to be a week, but the other self has taken a bit more time. And then it's the moment where she realizes that something is wrong in the process. So this is the first transformation of Elisabeth, where she realized that her finger has dramatically aged. And what interested me into that aging was that it was not going to be totally realistic, but that it was going to be more as a deformation and some kind of metamorphosis that kind of distort her. And here the idea with all those close-ups that goes more and more macro on the fingers is to project Elisabeth's fears and Elisabeth's thoughts about what's happening to her. So now we enter a mental space where she projects all of her fear about what's happening onto the shots. And so here she realized that it's because the other self, Sue, played by Margaret Qualley, has taken more time and more fluid from her body that it had caused this degeneration. So here she's calling the service The Substance to try and find a way to revert this. And here we have the image of the billboard. That is the first time that the image of her other self is starting to dominate her, look at her.
Yes.
And the other thing that starts to diminish her is that this voice doesn't recognize her name, Elisabeth Sparkle, but it's just when she says her number, I'm 503, that she gets an answer. So it's the first time of almost dehumanization where she becomes smaller, weaker. And also the shot where I shot her from above, where I film her discomfort, the fact that she's now threatened, and the point of view of the camera that is almost as a face-off with her double, and above her as if she was tiny and kind of oppressed by the situation, makes her feel smaller into frame, while the other self kind of takes the lead. So here we see her anger and the fact that she tries to cope with her stress and her anger by, just cleaning the apartment, trying to cope with the situation. And again, there is this billboard that is everywhere. There is no way to escape from her. And here, again, through the object, through the vacuum cleaner, we see that Elisabeth's attention has spot something disturbing. And here we hear the music that is from Sue's world, the pump it up, that kind of start to overwhelm her. And again, she starts to feel smaller and smaller into frame. Meanwhile, Sue becomes bigger and bigger with this hyper-sexualized body that becomes as a giant image that kind of tyrannizes you and that kind of makes you feel so small and so ugly compared to all this flesh, to all this perfection that becomes as an injunction that becomes higher and higher.